Hello, this is Maryah Thomas, massage therapist. Massage therapist for 23 years. And so I believe that allows me to talk about skin. And today I'm going to talk about skin and skin color and treatment of people because of the color of their skin. World hunger. Let's look at that problem. It's a global problem. And if I were to say to you, and I'm going to talk specifically to white-skinned people today, okay? Everyone, I hope, hears this, but I want this to go to the hearts and souls of white-skinned people to really think and ask yourselves some hard questions and examine your ideas about racism. But let's start out by thinking about world hunger. It's a big problem. It's a global problem. And you think, well, what can I do about it? I'm just one little person. How can I help? You know, maybe I can give some lentils and rice to some of my friends. Maybe I can go work at a soup kitchen. Maybe I can make a donation to a charity. But you don't think, I didn't cause that. I didn't make that kid to be hungry. Not my fault. That's not the first reaction you have, white-skinned people, when you're being asked to work on a global problem. Earthquake in Haiti? Sure, I'll help out with that. You don't say, I didn't cause the earth to shake. Not my fault that those buildings fell down. Fire in Australia? Sure, I'll send some money for the kangaroos. You don't say, I didn't start that fire. Global warming? Tough issue. What can I do to help? I'll do my own little part. You know, I can't do it by myself. I'll do my own little part. Okay? Why is it? Why is it when white-skinned people are confronted, as we have been recently again, with the awful, brutal images of violence directed at black-skinned men by a white-skinned cop? Why is it that there's this defensiveness and inability to engage in solving the problem, examining the problem, talking about it? The immediate reaction is this: I didn't cause racism. I can't fix it. I don't know what to do. I have black friends. I'm not a racist. I'm not like that cop racist. I voted for Obama 2 times. I work hard for my stuff. I never owned slaves. My parents are immigrants. I listen to rap. LeBron James is #1. I'm a Christian and I love my country. Okay, so if that's your reaction, a person with black skin could say the same thing. Racism? I didn't cause it. I can't fix it. I have black friends. I voted for Barack Obama 2 times. I work hard for my stuff. I never owned slaves. I listen to rap. LeBron James is #1, and I'm a Christian. But you see, if that were the answer, and white-skinned people and black-skinned people were each doing the same thing, we'd all have the same good life. So clearly, those things are not the answer to solving racism. Okay, so I'm going to tell white-skinned people that this view is very personal. You're viewing racism as something that is only a personal thing, that one bad cop did that to that one black man. Well, let me tell you something. There was nothing personal about the way that white-skinned cop drove his knee into the neck of that black-skinned man. There was nothing personal about it at all. He would have done the same thing to LeBron James and your nice black neighbor. Nothing personal at all. You know what that was? That was unchecked, institutionalized racism that has been poisoning this country since the beginning of this country, that has permeated and been allowed to permeate unchecked, unpunished for centuries. What did it take? 8 minutes to kill that man. 8 minutes to choke a man's life. But I want to tell you, it has been a long, slow chokehold for people with black skins in this country. It has been a knee on their neck since at least 1455. Can I read you something? Can I read you something to teach you about institutionalized racism? And we're not taught this in school. We're given little stories. Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492, whenever it was. I'd rather believe in Santa Claus at this point than Columbus. Let me read to you something called the Doctrine of Discovery. Now, this was a formalized order issued by Pope Alexander in 1455, and it bears review. It gave explorers this, and I quote, "free and ample faculty to invade, search out, capture, vanquish, and subdue all Saracens, Muslims, pagans, whatsoever, and other enemies of Christ, wheresoever placed, and in the kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, dominions, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods, whatsoever held and possessed by them," the black-skinned people, "and to reduce their persons to perpetual slavery, and to apply and appropriate to himself and all of his successors," all of the white-skinned people, "the kingdoms, dukedoms, possessions, goods, and convert them to his and their use and profit." Okay, so this is the legal doctrine. It was a passport for a land grab by white-skinned people. Oh, that was so long ago. That was in 1455, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? Every banking institution, every land trust, commercial real estate, commercial agriculture, in parentheses, plantations, social services, criminal justice systems were set up with the founding of this nation, with the idea to perpetuate, preserve, and protect the assets of the white-skinned people who took all this stuff. All the loot went to the white people. Yep, and it was set up. The institutions that exist today in this country are set up to benefit people with white skins and set up to oppress and remove the personhood of people with black skin and to hold them in perpetual slavery. You know what the word perpetual means? It means to preserve from being forgotten. People with black skins, don't you ever forget this. Don't you ever forget that you were once slaves. Don't you ever forget that your personhood has been reduced. These systems that were set up were created with this ideology, like a bad foundation in this house. You know, so you cannot view racism in this country as simple as one act of one person against one man. And you wonder where black anger comes from. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. There's a book by Gordon Parks, who was a very famous black photographer in this country. He documented a lot of the civil rights things, and he has a book called Moments Without Proper Names. This is one of them. I'm telling you, I can't do this by myself. World hunger. None of us can, okay? None of us can. And I want to say this too. Yes, white lives matter. But please, people with white skin, do not immediately use that as your battle cry. Would you go to a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness and everybody's holding a pink balloon and women are talking about breasts and how we can get money and research to help women with breast cancer? Would you walk in there with a blue balloon and start screaming, "What about prostates?" No. No, because that's not the issue. So we're not talking about white lives. We're not talking about cop lives matter. So stop distracting with that type of noise and stop being defensive. Take a real hard look at history of this country. When Colin Kaepernick put his knee on the dirt that is his country too, he asked a legitimate question. He wasn't mocking the flag or disrespecting the flag at all. He just asked why. Why is it that people that look like me get treated like that consistently? And that was a valid question, and he was brave. And let me tell you, this is not the land of the free, but it is the home of the brave. So I'm asking all of you, especially people with white skins, especially to put aside your defensiveness and step up and be brave and admit that this country has been founded on a pack of lies based on racism. And commit to doing something about it. Open your mouth, be brave, start a conversation. Pass this video on. Thank you for listening, and I'll check in with you soon.